Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Sexy Data.
Sexy Data.
We've got Alex and Shane here again as usual. Say hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Okay, so
Hi Vanessa.
there have been some really big topics going around over the last week or two regarding data, and I'm just going to jump right into the most talked about one, which is this DDoS attack. Apparently it was the largest of its kind. It made my job basically impossible. I was just sitting around for an hour because I couldn't access any websites. Did you guys experience a lot of problems?
I didn't really experience any I guess I don't know if Twitter went down. I guess Twitter was down.
A
Yeah,
lot
I
of
couldn't access
East
Twitter.
Coast people had problems on Twitter, Netflix.
Yeah, it seemed to
some
be East
issues.
Coast, but I saw a heat map of it that
Oh, it was
included the West
ridiculous.
Coast. It was basically all major markets, right, which is
Yeah.
expected. I have a couple questions real quick. Is that how it's pronounced? Like
DDoS.
DDoS?
It's
Is that it?
DDoS,
Is that
yeah.
the legit thing?
Legit.
All right, that's one thing. And then the other thing was that I was just gonna say that I guess I found that Twitter didn't come up, and that was about as much as I experienced personally. So
SoundCloud wasn't working. All kinds of things
Spotify, I
weren't
think,
working.
was down too. I mean, it's kind of
people
ridiculous.
have been complaining a lot about Spotify lately.
But I mean, here's the thing. So Dyn or DYN controls a vast majority
Oh, yeah.
of DDoS and then IP addresses, which is kind of scary.
They're like the servers, right?
Right. Well, it's like one company or
Right.
one or two companies actually control these massive cloud integrations and
Right.
DDoS and all that stuff.
So you take down one, you take them all down, which is
And then
funny because
with that in mind, and then we're moving to the services economy where everything's in the
Right.
cloud and everything's on a public server.
I feel like I should promote my book right now.
Probably should.
Just-
And we go off
I'm
topic.
writing a book about how people are too connected to technology, too reliant on technology, and something's going to happen.
Well, this is what'll
and
happen.
then technology will fall apart, and those people who don't have the survival skills to survive will not. Anyway,
That'd be a good book. But
Yeah.
back to the fact that how it's terrifying. So if we're all going to be in the service economy where everything is going to be powered by the internet and the cloud, and so right now it's our life is so hard. We can't use Netflix and we can't use Twitter. It's okay. Our life goes on, but smart homes, IoT connected devices,
Right. We're only
similar
getting
things.
more and more connected and more reliant
Yeah.
on connected technology and internet-enabled technology, and having that ultimately concentrated in single spaces, if you will, for lack of a better term, or certain single entities of these big server farms, or it is where somebody can take down, a couple legs of the table and the whole
Can
thing
take
falls
down
apart.
half a coast.
Right. So
What makes Netflix more secure than your car? So if Apple makes a smart car,
it's just interesting
and then
because
you have
when
a
I
fleet of
think
smart
about these
cars.
companies, that are like Amazon, I think Amazon was affected. I feel like they're almost too big to fail. But then you see how vulnerable they can be to, an attack. And the one thing that kind of resonated, at the end of this little bleep in the news that's been going on right now is that they said that the experts said that this is merely the beginning.
which it is.
So, I agree, but it's
What bigger things will
imagine
happen?
a world where we all live in a place that is technology is taken down constantly and frequently and severely around us. Does that change us as a people and our reliance on these things, or do we just go, it'll be back up tomorrow and keep it moving?
Yeah, I think it really comes to how often will it happen? And as
what is the
technology
impact?
becomes more integrated into our daily lives, where it's something that's beyond just social media or
Right.
these first world
Right.
problems, when it's things like your safety,
Well,
like your smart home,
or your hospital,
or your car,
right? Are
or your
people gonna
hospital,
die
or your
because something
financial
goes down?
institutions, and when
Like-
those sorts of things become the objects of
I couldn't buy something, I couldn't tweet, I couldn't watch a video, or I
that's
couldn't
whatever.
listen to a song. Okay, you really hurt me.
But when it becomes more serious, right? And
I
then,
think they did take down PayPal.
Oh, really?
Right, I think PayPal was in that, which starting to get into finance. Oh, and what somebody told me is that, of course, there's a lot of kind of paranoid people and a lot of conspiracy theorists, but somebody told me the next wave could very well be ATM machines, trying to cripple our kind of just commerce, if you will. You know?
I can't believe ATM machines are connected to the internet.
Well,
If
here's the other
that's-
thing. When's the last time you actually went to an ATM machine?
Oh, a lot.
You go to the ATM machine a lot?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of Venmo everything.
It's just because
or
I
just use
don't,
my
you know,
card,
as
or-
a young person who doesn't carry around cash, it's just, you want to go out.
Well, then why do you?
Bars.
But why do you? If you don't carry cash, why do you go to an ATM machine?
Because I need cash for bars.
So sometimes you carry cash.
Yeah, fine.
Well,
Why?
either way, if your ATM
Not
gets
free.
hacked,
Why don't you just
if
use a
your
credit
Venmo
card?
gets hacked,
But I guess if the ATM gets I don't know.
Why don't you just use a credit card when you go out?
Because a lot of
You
bars.
go to the kind of bars that
like,
don't take credit cards?
Yeah, called the entire Castro district.
Really? They're all cash only?
Yeah, 2 for 1. It's like 2 for 1 for $5. I'll get cash for that.
Yo, I have been in the wrong district.
yeah, dude.
going
Castro
out,
is the
man.
best place to drink. Period.
so you'll be able to keep drinking once everything goes down.
Yeah, as long as I have the.
Well,
ATM
that's the thing.
cash.
So if the ATM, if it is legit that ATMs are connected, it could go down.
that's terrifying.
That person who told me that said that, oh, we're thinking of going and taking out at least a few $1,000s, you know, just to have on hand, stick it under the mattress or something. And it's like, if our financial like system started to kind of fall apart, would money even have any value, like paper money? Or would, I mean, you think about
no,
it
we
now.
saw that in the economic crash. Like bartering came back and things like that for
Did it?
services. Yeah. Yeah, when people didn't have money. I mean, that's what it always goes back
It's
to.
like
And when like
Burning
currency
Man.
doesn't, right? Burning Man. Like when currency doesn't have any value, it goes back to bartering for goods and trading.
So that's interesting. Like, so I mean, let's just kind of interesting topic here. So what would you barter?
I mean,
like,
that's-
personally, like what would you barter?
Yeah, I mean, it depends if you
What
have goods.
skill do you
It's-
have?
It always. I mean, even the economy. It's goods and services. Like you buy and sell goods and services. And what's funny is how the entire workforce is transitioning to like the STEM education, where it's like more technology focused and
Right.
less
Right.
like building things with your hands.
Right.
So with that in mind, and if everything goes technical, but if the technical part of it crashes, no one's going to be able to do anything anymore. Like
You know
like
what it is?
cooking or sewing
I've
or
got the-
metalwork or woodwork.
For those listening,
or,
I've got a great visualization. If you've watched the movie WALL-E, and all of those people are riding around in their little float things, and they're all obese and like just eating
Yeah.
horrible foods and all that stuff, and then they basically find plant life that can sustain, and so they all have to kind of restart society as actual people that can move around and do things physically. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I mean, you know, I personally, I would love. It's funny for somebody to, you know, involved in technology to probably say this, but I would actually love for us to be like way less technology in our lives. You know, like I mean, I don't know. I grew up being kind of like without technology, and I really can appreciate, you know, those kind of skills. So
Montana's still there for you, Shane.
yeah,
Nothing
I mean,
against Montana. It's a beautiful place.
I'm sure it is.
It's
I've never
open.
been, but
Yeah.
I would love to check it out sometime.
Open fields and mountains.
Anyway, so I mean, you know, I don't know what the goal of the attack is. Just as a threat, who did it come from? We don't know. I mean, you know, they talk about election rigging. You know, are these things involved? Are these things tied together?
I think they're
at any
Russian.
level?
I mean, like I think that's
Why
what
would they? I mean, they could be Middle Eastern. They could be American.
Well, it's
Could be
true.
anybody.
I thought they found out. I don't know. We can do a little bit of research at the
yeah, I don't
moment.
know.
See you.
If
But
anybody
cyber-
listening has any perspectives, any insights about where this might have originated from, please tweet us at SparkPR, and we will get back to your comments on the next episode.
True that.
Yeah. Okay, so next topic is the Freakonomics of Big Data. Scientific American came out with a list of interesting data facts. The one that I found most interesting was in San Francisco, the areas with the most prostitution, alcohol, theft, and burglary are the most positively correlated with Uber trips.
That's
North
interesting.
Beach.
So wait a second. Wait a second here. So we're saying that the areas with the highest rates of prostitution, alcohol, and theft and burglary are correlated
With the most
Uber
Uber trips.
I mean, I think that's a little bit misleading. I think San Francisco is such a condensed area that those are probably just coincidental correlations. I
Well,
can't
right.
see
It's
that
a correlation. Well, I mean, this is the difference between correlation and causation. You know, correlation being that
This
it
is
might
correlation.
Be, yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not necessarily.
And I mean, there's so many kind of, things, perspectives to kind of look at this through, or lenses. I mean, you could say that those were where the crimes were more reported. Probably crime happens all over the place, but you probably don't have as much crime, reported in other areas as you might in condensed areas where there's a lot of Uber. I mean, and I can, you said North Main, it's basically downtown in that area. I mean, but that's where everything kind of happens, so it's not a surprise that that's where those things occurred, and that's where Uber trips are.
Yeah, it's funny talking about technology and
if the city were spread out more, then that would be an interesting thing. But it's hard to.
But like Pokemon Go, I mean, this is a little old news, but how people were like finding out where those Pokestops were and then were robbing people.
Yeah, I mean I think that's just like really smart gangsters out there. I
mean, they're on top of their technology trends.
Seriously, I mean, whatever gangster thought of that should put an application in at our office, because we could use that kind of thinking around here. Maybe even on this podcast.
Yeah, so the goal of bringing up this topic is basically to bait you guys into saying correlation does not imply causation.
It was a
line and sinker.
A data hook.
Wow.
But Alex has his own Freakonomics fact.
Yeah, no, so I was listening to NPR this morning, as I do every morning,
as we
KQED, as we do.
Collectively.
It's a great local news source, and I love them very much.
Shout out to Renee Montaigne, to Steve Inskeep. Shout out to Lakshmi Singh and our DC reporter. You go, girl, killing it.
Michael Krasny is my favorite.
And our local KQED representatives.
Absolutely.
We love you too. Thanks for all
Okay,
the
well,
tracks.
what's
So
the fact?
So the brief factoid is, apparently in California there was 11.6% increase in STDs. And I was just thinking on the side, this wasn't in
11.6%
11.6% increase in
STDs.
STDs from like 2014, I believe.
Okay.
Which is a pretty significant increase, as we think.
What
it
else
seems to be
happened
lower.
around
And they're saying that they would get
2014,
more. There's people are having
2015.
sexual relations with more partners now. So this wasn't in the study, but a little light bulb, and it was like, huh.
Yeah.
What else?
What happened
came out
socially
around the same time
in tech
that all these young people kind of use a lot? It swipes.
Right.
Tinder?
Tinder.
Yeah.
So with the advent and rise of the Tinder culture is probably the rise of a lot of,
I mean, it's more casual
relations,
relations,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, more casual relations.
Tinder,
which
what
is
else?
interesting. So it seems
Grindr
like
is
there's
big,
probably
too.
a correlation there. I mean, I think Grindr's been around for a while, but I think Tinder's just kind of the second more, the second edition of that, which is more a broader audience, I suppose. I don't know if anybody out there watches the show Shameless. I'm a big fan of it. It's on Showtime. I suggest watching it if you like that kind of stuff. You'll see. But basically, one of the main actress on there, she recently she got out of some long-term relationships, and she was just looking for no commitment ties, things like this, and started using Tinder, and has been using it more and more frequently, and saying how she loves it, that it's just so easy, no strings attached, that she can go and have fun and for a night, and it's just over, and she moves on, right? How shows always kind of like lead you down a path to something.
Right.
I'm guessing that she's gonna develop some form of STD later in the show, and that'll be kind of lesson
She'll be a
learned
part of
for
this
everyone.
Statistic. Pretty soon.
Very well so. Could be.
Funny but not funny.
Fiona, keep it clean, girl. Topic?
All right, next topic, which is a topic I have absolutely nothing to say on, is the Warriors.
The Warriors. And we are speaking about our own awesome Golden State Warriors here in the San Francisco Bay. They had their home opener last night, and of course there's been a lot of discussion, some scrutiny out there about Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. People are calling it the super team. A lot of people, a lot of respected analysts, and obviously a lot of fans predicted that. Listen, last year the Warriors won, I think, 93 games, right? Set the all-time lead record,
highest.
and they only lost like 8 or 9 games all season.
Yeah.
So, it's a pretty big deal. And they come out. Season opener, a lot of people predict they would actually win every game this
single
season
game. That's what they
and
thought.
blow
Data
right through the
says.
playoffs completely undefeated, right? In which, after last year's performance, it's kind of like, well, I could see that happen. You've got
There's all this
Steph
hype,
Curry, Klay Thompson, you've got Kevin Durant, they lost a couple of guys, but they're looking pretty solid. Draymond's on the team, so rocking and rolling, lo and behold, I mean, we played the Spurs, and the Spurs whipped us up, right? So the Spurs obviously have an amazing team. You've got Aldridge, you've got Parker, you've got Pau Gasol. I mean, they put together a really strong team. After last night, they ended up looking like the super team. I think they beat us by about 29 points or so, something like that, in the end. And it's like, from a data perspective, I mean, yeah, everybody predicted that they would be this amazing team. They come out and
the game.
really, figuratively and probably literally dropped the ball right on the opening game and lost that game. So I watch sports. I watch the game. I would say that my observation is that they just haven't gelled quite yet as a team. It takes a lot of time to get that chemistry. And I think that, that can be applied to business, right, and to different divisions of your business. You think about the people you work with, how long does it take to really develop the chemistry, to have that kind of winning formula where you guys can really feed off of each other and kind of, work seamlessly. And, you get to the point to where you kind of like, Alex and I have worked together, over years, and, he can basically say something, and I'll basically probably know what he's going to say by the time before he finishes a sentence. That's chemistry. That's team chemistry, right? And that comes with time. That comes with experience. That comes with just being in the thick of it. And I think the Warriors just they got to go through that a little bit in order to get there. So I think people need to not worry so much about the actual stats. I know this is like a data focused kind of podcast here, but I think they need to worry not so much about the stats and more look for development and team chemistry. And if you get that, the stats, the wins will come. So that's my perspective on the Warriors.
That. And for all those who really don't follow basketball, like myself or Vanessa, there are fantastic memes on the internet memes about the loss of the Warriors. So check those out. They're pretty funny.
Yeah. And I mean, basketball can be, not always the most exciting thing, especially if the teams aren't all that great. But if anybody has some extra time to watch a Warriors game, it's on TV, and you're not a basketball fan, check it out. It's actually really fun. They're an amazing, fun team to watch, and it might just get you interested in watching more basketball.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the last topic, which I do have something to say about.
Ooh.
Because Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year.
Me too.
And this podcast is coming out on Halloween. So happy Halloween. Hopefully you're at your office in full costume.
Yeah, insert Halloween sound effect here.
We've got our office all decked out. Shane, what are you going to be for Halloween? In the office.
In the office. Yeah. I think when I'm going to be in the office is the same thing I'm going to be at home. My family's really big on Halloween. It is also our favorite time of year. We have a huge pumpkin carving contest for kids from my son's school. They come over. We all dress up. So we actually probably celebrate like 2 or 3 times, leading up to Halloween and Halloween. And so... yeah, I'm gonna be Beetlejuice.
Ooh.
That's a theme for our pumpkin carving party, as well as our kind of going out on Halloween night. And so I will be Beetlejuice himself. My wife is going to be Lydia Dietz, and we are going to be
very nice.
Dressing up as the scene from when Beetlejuice attempts to marry Lydia. And so she wears a red wedding dress, and he wears like a burgundy suit. So I basically have got all the stuff together. So does she. I'd say I probably spent close to $200 so far in my costume. She's done at least that much on hers. I have 2 boys, 7 and 2. So the older is going to be Ash, I believe his name is, from the Pokemon.
That's awesome.
The Pokemon guy. And the baby is going to be the cute little yellow Pikachu.
Oh my
God, who's the Pokeball?
My wife made these Pokeballs that was strapped to his wrist that he can throw, that retract and come back, that he catches. So he's been like practicing the throw catch
it's like
thing.
a yo-yo.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's right,
There are these like bouncy
costumes.
throw balls that she found at some toy store
That's
or whatever.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, my wife goes all out. She
she's
goes all out.
Got
So-
talents.
Anyway, so yeah, we're really looking forward to Halloween, and I'll be hopefully wearing my costume in the office on Monday.
Yes.
So maybe we can take some photos.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm totally not going to follow that up. So
Check
I'm gonna
out
let Vanessa go.
Check out Spark's social channels after Monday or on Monday evening. You might see some great costumes. All right, I'll pass the baton.
I'm not going to go. No, I can't follow that up.
Come on.
No, I
what
mean,
are you gonna dress up as?
Yeah,
on
I don't know
Monday?
yet. So I think what I'm going to do is
know.
I'm kind of like lame. Well, the thing is, So like Sunday, there's an opera event which is really cool. Like SF Opera does these pop-up operas, so they actually going to have the costume designers
I know your costume should be wear your tux, put on dark sunglasses, Andrea Bocelli. Thank you very much.
It's easy. I could probably do that.
See?
I was thinking about just like, going on Giphy and like pressing Halloween costumes, and whatever GIF I got back, that would be the one.
Wow, that's
Well,
nerdy.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It's
nerdy. I don't know. Like
Monday's,
Halloween,
Monday's really close.
as Lewis Black, one of my favorite comedians, said, you're an adult. You can dress up whenever you want. If you want to come to the office on a Wednesday and be Superman, be Superman. Who cares?
Right.
So I don't know why.
I agree with
we have
that,
to wait,
but
1 year. I'm just
saying it
that
takes time to
person.
prepare. To get the
I
costume.
gotta be last minute. I don't know.
Well, they're all gonna be gone.
I know. It's fine.
All right, I'll go. So in the office, I think I'm going to do something kind of basic, like a skeleton. But my real costume on Sunday is a few years ago, I designed this Marie Antoinette costume.
Awesome.
And it was like a team effort between my mom and myself, made from scratch, got the fabric and
Wow.
everything. I made the patterns, she sewed everything. And so I've been Marie Antoinette a couple of times before, and it's getting a little old. So this year, I'm going to be zombie Marie Antoinette.
That's perfect.
That's so cool.
You've got to have like the neck cut look or
Yeah,
whatever.
we're going to have a big gash across
that's
my
so
neck.
good.
I'm going to
Wow.
powder the dress so it's like a ghost kind
Yeah.
of dress. It'll be really fun.
Let me ask you, you mentioned Sunday. Is there something going on Sunday that is Halloween?
I assume that most people are having their Halloween parties on Sunday.
Yeah, I have an opera event to go to that's doing a Halloween
Sunday?
party. Yeah, and they're having their costume designers
It's so weird that
dress
it's
you
on
up
a Monday.
if you want, which would be really cool. That's what I'm excited
You
for.
know,
I
so
wanna
I
go.
think what we're so
You
on-
should go. I'll send you the
We're not
deets.
doing anything on Friday, right?
Right.
But we're doing something on Monday. So I really hope we have a lot of clients in the office on Monday because that'll be a
And they should probably
Fun
dress
time.
up too. Why not?
That'd be great.
cool.
We have lots of candy, so.
All right,
We
so
do.
I want to know what the listeners are dressing up
Yes,
as
please.
for your parties, but like I'm more interested in what you're going to be at the office. So tweet us.
Send
at
us
Spark.
photos.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, send us
company Halloween
photos.
photos are the best.
Yeah.
At Spark PR. That
And
is
what you're going to
our
dress your dogs
handle.
up as well.
Our
Oh.
dog Buddy better be here in costume.
Yeah, I had my dog Olive, which is a Pomchi, which is half
that's so cute.
Pomeranian. I'll do a data part. I'll do a little data wing here. So she's 50% Pomeranian,
50%.
50% Chihuahua.
That's what you call a pie chart.
Tying in data here, and she
100% Olive.
We bought a little butterfly outfit for her, but it just doesn't really work. It's not doing it. But she has a really nice witch outfit, so she'll probably adorn that. And she goes
That's
trick or treating
super
with us.
cute.
So it's
Oh
fun.
my god.
Awesome.
Olive is adorable.
Thank you.
Yes.
I didn't make her, but thank you.
All right,
Cool.
well, that's all I got to talk about. Shane, you always do the plug at the end. You want to do it again?
Yeah, so we done a little bit in the episode, but just want to remind everybody, please, if you have any questions, comments, anything you'd like us to touch on, any responses, reactions, anything we said on the episode, as always, please feel free to tweet us at on Twitter at Spark PR. Any comments, anything we get, we will be certain to discuss on the following episode. So tune in to kind of hear yourself or your topic on there, and we would really love to engage with you. So let us know, and have a fantastic have a fantastic holiday. Have a fantastic
And add that
holiday.
hashtag sexy data for additional bonus points.
There you go. Yeah,
Get
do
that
that.
block out and see the bottom line rise.